The Smash roster is one of my favourite parts of the entire Smash series, with the inclusions of new fighters every installment. Never knowing who's going to make it into Smash 6, some fighters don't make it in, either being deconfirmed from Mii costumes, assist trophies, or other fighters from a third-party developer taking the spot, as well as a few other reasons. Welcome to A New Foe Has Appeared, where we talk about ideas for fighters that could possibly happen in Smash 6, if not the future. I'm your host BB8 from BB8's House. As always, let's get into it. Up next.
Help! Ow! Huh? Why is this happening?
That's right. Impa from the Zelda series is who we are going to talk about today. With Tears of the Kingdom not far off from release, I thought I would talk about a Zelda character, but you're probably wondering, BB8, why couldn't you just wait until Tears of the Kingdom came out and then talk about Impa there? Because the final trailer hadn't long ago dropped, which does look peak, by the way, so I thought I would take a look into the Breath of the Wild prequel, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and base Impa from her Age of Calamity counterpart. And without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? For the moveset, and like I have just said, her moveset will be taken from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, but not the original Hyrule Warriors. So for the neutral B, we have Wind Seal. Impa summons a cluster of paper tailsmen in front of her to unleash a gust of wind in front of her. The move is essentially a large hitbox propelling forward slightly, pushing foes away from you. This move is useful against stopping direct approaches, resetting neutral against aggressive opponents, and for edge guarding poor recoveries, but the move does not deal any damage to foes. The side special, we have the Windmill Hat. Impa takes off the hat from her back, infuses it with ancient energy as it glows blue and tosses it forward. It flies forward and then returns to Impa, acting as a boomerang. On the way forward, it launches enemies vertically with a moderate base knockback. And on the way, it launches them towards Impa with a weaker base knockback, allowing it to set up combos. It can be angled up or down, and inputting it like a smash attack increases its damage, as well as the distance it can travel as well. the up special, we have Sailcloth. Impa will leap into the air at an average height and will deploy a sailcloth that allows her to glide into the air to slow her descent. She can move left and right while descending, but while she is gliding with the sailcloth, she can cancel it into any of her aerials when falling, but afterwards she will no longer be gliding. While the vertical height is average at best, it grants incredible horizontal distance thanks to the slow descent. The down special, we have Sheikah Symbol. Impa will assume the quick stance of a Sheikah Symbol, which will appear beside her and will begin to record a few seconds of the last move she inputted at any part of the stage until the Sheikah Symbol tier drops on the ground. After that, initiate the attack again, and Impa will summon a glowing blue clone of herself that will perform the last attack at the last spot she was just at during the recording. This attack is excellent for mind games, combos, mix-ups, and pressure. It's quite a unique attack, even for Smash standards. The move is quite difficult to master if you don't get the right timing of your recorded attack. And for the final smash, we have Sheikah Barrel. When activated, Impa will assume a battle pose as the Sheikah Symbol shows up in front of her. When hit, it traps opponents, and Impa will summon many clones of herself to place multiple glowing blue barrels that enclose the opponent and explodes in contact, sending opponents caught with it flying upwards, doing high damage and knockback. For the alts and the Kirby Hat, her alts are mainly going to be based off of different Zelda games. Although that Impa does not appear in all of them, each individual alt will represent an individual game. So alt 1 will be a standard alt, alt 2 would be Ocarina of Time Blue as a reference to the Ocarina itself, alt 3 would be Oracle Red based on the Oracle of Seasons, Skyward Sword Yellow, A Link Between Worlds Brown, Breath of the Wild White, the standard outfit being Master Quest Red, and Dark Impa. And for the Kirby Hat, Kirby would get a copy of the Sheikah Symbol on the forehead alongside the ability of Wind Seal. For the classic mode route, we have the Royal Bodyguards. Impa faces off with the characters that are bodyguards towards loyalties like kings, princesses, etc. Round 1, we have Captain Toad from A New Foes Appear 27, Bowser Jr., Diddy Kong, Bandana Waddle Dee, who I previously talked about in A New Foes Appear 21, Robin, Pit, and the boss being Ganon. Since we're dealing with a Zelda character here, it would most likely make sense to use Ganon. For the victory theme, the poses, and the Punch-Out title, the victory theme, we have Kakariko Village. Victory Pose 1, Impa kicks the giant blade high upward and crosses her arms as it lands perfectly in the sheets next to her. Victory Pose 2, Impa emerges from the gates of time, from Skyward Sword, and bows. For Victory Pose 3, Impa performs a series of acrobatic backflips and after landing perfectly, stands and smirks at the screen. The defeat pose, we have Impa claps for the winner while sitting cross-legged with her eyes closed. And the punch-out title, we have Sheikah Survivor. For the Amiibo, the Smash render for Impa would be based on her Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity design and not her Ocarina of Time design. The Amiibo would have her in a pose with only one foot in contact with the ground, and some wind particles would be added to the Amiibo for extra detail. The compatible games are as followed. Super Smash Bros, where you can tap in Impa to summon a fighter you can train. Legend of Zelda: The Tears of the Kingdom is where you can tap in Impa to obtain her outfit and weapon. The Legend of Zelda: The Oracle of Seasons remake is where you can tap in either Impa to unlock chambers you can use in the Chamber Dungeon Maker. Like I have said with Tetra and Toon Zelda, it clearly has the same purpose. And The Legend of Zelda: The Sheikah Trials, an Impa spin-off I have on the table for a concept video, is where you can tap in the Impa Amiibo to have an Impa clone assist you in combat. For the stage, we have Kakariko Village from The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Kakariko Village is a settlement in the West Necluda region of Hyrule, north of the Dueling Peaks. 100 years ago during the Great Calamity, it avoided damage from the Guardian's assault, and it contains several houses, gardens, and a selection of stores, including High Spirits Produce, a general store where travelers can purchase locally grown food and supplies. The Shut-Eye Inn, which allows travelers to rest and regenerate hearts, and the Curious Quiver, a store that specializes in arrows and enchanted arrows, or Enchanted, a boutique that sells armor. But Kakariko Village in Smash Bros, Kakariko Village would act as some sort of flat stage, but with some hill elements attached to them. But the locals of Kakariko Village would appear in the background with some cuckoos. The support fighters, I went with Riju, Master Koga, and Pura and Robbie as a tag. So for Riju, as a support fighter, takes an active role in combat, wielding two scimitars of the Seven, reminiscent of the Gerudo Thieves from Ocarina of Time or the pirates from Majora's Mask. Master Koga, the fight against Master Koga consists of 3 phases, each of which utilizes the control of magnetism and levitation. In the first phase, Master Koga conjures up a rock above him to hurl above the opponent. In the second phase, he levitates above the large pit nearby, which isn't in Smash Bros, but would create some sort of illusionary pit, like kind of like the Marks boss in classic mode, similar to that, but sand would end up being involved due to where the boss fight takes place in the game, and would end up conjuring up 2 rocks that spin around him. And in the final phase, he conjures up the fortified boulder to attempt to crush the opponent. And finally, for Pura and Robbie, most of their attacks will be done using their ancient weapons, which makes a lot of sense for what is known about these two. Robbie is doing most of the heavy lifting or heavy fighting, while Pura is more or less calling shots and offering support in order to help Robbie with the attacks. For the music selection for Impa will be taken from Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So the list consists of opening, overlooking Hyrule, Prelude to Calamity, the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity theme, the Battle of Hyrule Field, the Battle of Hyrule Field Enemy Outpost, the Battle of Hyrule Field Rune Critical Hit, a Battle Conclusion, Imminent Threat, Warriors of Hyrule, Whimsical, A Quiet Moment, War Chronicles, Overlooking Hyrule, Prelude to Calamity, Overlooking Hyrule, Prelude to Calamity Jingle, Hold the Line Enemy Outpost, Hold the Line Rune Critical Hit, Guardian Menace Enemy Outpost, Guardian Menace Rune Critical Hit, Complete, and Game Over. For the spirits, we have Impa, who's the fighter spirit, Riju, Master Koga, Pura and Robbie, Hestu, the Great Fairies, Monk Max Koshia, Sidon, Yunobo, Teba, Tarako, and King Rome. And finally, to end off the video, we have the reveal trailer. The scene starts out in the nondescript castle interior, and we see many heroes down, such as Pit, Hero, and Marth. Bowser and especially Ganondorf are seen drawing closer to the remaining characters Link, Mario, Zelda, and Peach. Mario and Link are injured, and as the princesses are worried about not only themselves, but the heroes, as the villains are about to destroy Mario and Link, a blue barrier is seen surrounding them, stopping the attacks. A close-up of a hand with fingerless gloves is shown, spinning a kunai with their hand. The camera then pans up to the fighter, which is revealed to be Impa sees the truth. Impa is then seen knocking Bowser and Ganondorf away with a large sword before cutting to the gameplay footage. After the gameplay footage, we see Impa helping Mario and Link to their feet before they charge in on Bowser and Ganondorf, until the screen fades to white and splashes Super Smash Bros. Times Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. So guys, what did you think of Impa? I know Tears of the Kingdom's not out for like another 3 weeks, but I have been triggered to talk about Impa for quite a bit, so I thought I'd just do it. So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss another video like this one. and I will see you all in a future New Foes Appeared episode. BB-8 out.